So I do now work in Sri Lanka on human-elephant conflict. And I think when we turn to our cousins in Asia and what they're dealing with, we can learn really interesting key lessons. Let's learn from the mistakes they've made. Let's learn from the successes they've had, because that is ultimately, I see our future where we're heading in Africa is they're almost 50 years down the rabbit, so much further down the timeline. So let's share that information. I think Sri Lanka is somewhere where they have debatably the highest elephant conflict rates in the world. So it's a really collaboration to be able to be learning from them and vice versa. But it's
give an example of how they're dealing with it in a more positive way, and how we could maybe bring that scenario over to countries in Africa.
I mean, I think that's the thing. I think full credit to them. They reached out to us and they were like, we want to know what's happening in Africa. We want to learn from you guys, and I think just even conversation is such an important starting point. We actually, strangely, the Sri Lankan researchers connected because when I was with Elephants Without Borders, I developed this technique called the solar strobe light fence or barrier. And it was a barrier, amazing piece of very, very simple, but it came about because farmers consistently told me when they have an elephant coming into their field, they switch their torch on and off in quick succession. So I thought, okay, this sounds like a strobing sort of effect. So what if we were to grow on that concept? So then what we did is we put solar powered strobe lights along the side of the crop or fence or field or garden that elephants commonly enter from. And we ran a 2-year trial and it was incredibly successful. We were absolutely blown away by how well that technique worked.